Hi, my friends. I hope you're doing well. It's been quite some time since I posted last. I think it was January of this year, and now we are in September already. I thought I should post again with my newest cameos so you can see all the new additions that I got. I have prepared some information for each cameo, and I hope that you will enjoy the video. And please feel free to comment with corrections because, as I keep saying, I'm no expert. Everything that I post and that I describe is from things I have found online and learned myself. So I'm by no means an expert. I will maybe start with this cameo. I got this cameo from Germany at the beginning of this year, and it's a particularly beautiful cameo in my opinion. Maybe I can, there, I think it's better now. I think on the black background it looks really stunning. I hope you can see it well. It is a very classic cameo of an amazing quality. I found this cameo on eBay, and the gentleman who sold it to me from Germany, he actually didn't know a lot about cameos, so I got it for a really good price. And to my surprise, it is set in 18 carats gold and not just 9 or something. As you can see, it's a brooch, and the material of the cameo is the sardonyx helmet shell. It has the C-clasp and the protruding long needle. And I would say, if I should date this, I would say around 1850 from the research I did online, by using art history, sculptures and paintings of the time to see what they look like, what the features are, what the style of the carver, of the artist is. And she has a really beautiful face. She has the ivy leaves in her hair and the little ivy fruits that are like little clusters, like grapes. And as you have probably guessed, she is Fides. Sorry, this is a kind of lint on her nose. It really bothers me. But yeah, since I'm holding my cell phone with the other hand, I can't take it away. Sorry. But anyway, I hope you can see her beautiful face. She's so lovely. The cameo condition is really good. It has a classical setting, a very simplistic one, to not detract from her beauty. And as I was saying, since her attributes is the wreath of Ivy, she is the patroness or goddess of fidelity, since we know ivy is something that is perpetual and very clingy or clingy. So it represents fidelity. These were tokens or gifts, jewels depicting Fides that were given to a bride or to a fiance, usually in the Victorian era. I really love this one. This is Fides or Fides. I will simply put them away like this. So the next one is a very classical Victorian cameo. A lot of you cameo lovers, I think you know what this is. I have I'm a big fan of these jet cameos. I didn't have one yet, so I found this beautiful one. Again, it is a jet cameo, meaning it is set in a jet material, this black material, as you can see, which is a material that was used all over the Victorian era. Actually, it was made fashionable by the Queen Victoria. After her husband died, it became popular in fashion of the time to wear black, obviously, and black jewelry with black accents. So the jet material was very came into fashion back then. As you can see, this brooch has a cameo in the center that was sold to me, advertised as coral, as angel skin coral, the pink coral. But the problem is I don't know if it's conch shell, the pink shell that you can find in the Bahamas and you know seas far away. So I wouldn't know how to be sure if it's coral or if it's a conch shell, the pink one. It has these typical striations here that you can usually see in the conch shell. But again, it could very well be coral. The problem is I would have to give this to an appraiser. I don't know how you say that in English, someone who examines gemstones, and to do this test costs a fortune. It's impossible, would cost probably, I don't know, thousands or certainly hundreds, and I can't afford to do that. You can see the quality of this carving is amazing. She is obviously a Bacchante, follower of the god of wine and leisure, Bacchus. And she has this beautiful classical Greek and Grecian and Roman mythological face with a straight profile. She has a beautiful smile. I don't know if you can see it well. I'm so sorry. My phone isn't the best. Yeah, she is really in pristine condition, and I particularly love and fell in love with the mount. You can see the amazing workmanship of this brooch. It isn't very big, but it's very raised and of amazing quality. You can see the carvings within the jet mineral or material. In the back, it has the typical closed back with a C-clasp. And the problem with this brooch is that the needle isn't set a bit higher up so that when you wear it, it won't tilt, like this. And since it has a great weight, it's very heavy, it tilts each time I try to wear it. So I have to take this to my goldsmith to ask if he can put the needle, further up, and if he can add maybe with a laser they can add, he did this in the past for me as well with other brooches, to add loops on top so that I can wear it on a chain. The jet material actually just for those who don't know, is a mineral. It's actually fossilized wood that was that formed, I think I read, around 180 million years ago. It's really fossilized wood. And in England it was found notably or mostly in the town of Whitby, which is why it's usually called Whitby jet, for English jewelry. Um, it became very popular and very expensive to find because you couldn't find a lot of it, and nowadays it's forbidden um, to look for it, to mine for it. You can only find it if nature gives it free. Um, yeah, um, yeah, that's what I wanted to say about jet. It is so very, very unique and lovely. I'm really happy that I came across this because it's a really amazing, unique piece. Not only the mount, very intricate and sophisticated, but also the cameo itself is amazing in the quality. If you see the carving, it is very three-dimensional as well. So that's a Bacchante. And then the next one is cameo that has yet to be set, that I purchased on eBay for very, very little money from someone in England, I think, as well. And I have to say the box is a period box as well, with the old, as you can see, closure, and a very thin, worn out little leather box. And it is so fragile, almost falling apart. I put this parchment paper, cloth, to protect the cameo. This cameo is brand new. The box has been carved to size for exactly this cameo. As you can see, it's really new, unused. I have to have it set. It is a sardonyx as well, helmet shell. It is rather large, and as most of you cameo knowledgeable people know or guessed, it represents the day and the night, or the dawn and the sunset, or dusk, dawn and dusk, night and day, or dawn and night. It could either be Eos, Aurora, Eos for the Grecian mythology, or Aurora for the Roman mythology, which is the goddess of the day, of sunrise. She was the sister of Helios, the sun god, and the sister of Selene, or Selene, I don't know how to pronounce it, Selene written, or Nyx. Selene and Nyx were the goddess of the night, and Selene also the goddess of the moon. It's like two opposite figures representing day and night. You can see night is depicted in a classical way with poppy seeds that are like a symbol for something that makes you sleep. You do opium out of you can make opium out of these. She has the veil, typical veil, and she has closed eyes. She is like um, dozing off, like sleeping. And her symbol is the owl, sorry, how you pronounce it, the owl. And the owl has the poppy seeds in his fangs as well. It's very, very lovely. The carving is very intricate and well done. And Aurora or Eos is usually depicted with a, you know, facial expression that is very alert and awake, and she smiles, usually with her gaze directed above towards the sun, towards most probably her brother Helios, who started his journey on his chariot, above the sky, leading the sun, beginning the day. And her attribute often is eagle. The eagle could also represent the godfather Zeus or Jupiter. The eagle has the lightning flames in his fangs. You can see the flames of the lightning, which is a symbol for Jupiter or Zeus. You can see how amazing the expression is in the birds, the feathers, how well carved they are. And obviously in the sky, you can see the stars and the moon. Often Eos and Aurora is depicted with sunbeam or sun rays, like a crown or a tiara around her head. I think it's really, really nice. I think I got this for like $100 something, because the guy found this in an attic in this old box and he had no use for it, and it's really new. And I think it's also signed, which is a sign of good quality that the artist signed this. But I really loved the fact that it came with the original box, which is really cool. I would say this is also Victorian, maybe of the 1860s, I would say. Then, what else do I have? Hold on. The next one is a cameo that I got from Australia. This cameo depicts Mars, the god of war, or Ares. Ares is the Grecian mythological name, and Mars is the Roman mythological name, and this is Venus or Aphrodite. As you know, they were lovers, and she is you say she's already missing him because he has to go to battle, and they are both very, very lovely the way they were sculpted. I think personally you can see the clouds here symbolizing that they are gods, and I love the fact that he has this armor, and you can see his belly and the six pack, the muscles. I think it's very well done. It's a typical Grecian or Roman way of clothing warriors, back then, with these leather armors, like almost like a second skin. You can see his nipples as well. I can't zoom in well, but I think you can guess it. And his helmet with the horse hair. It's really cool. It's well made. And this shape is very interesting of the cameo, because the shell came in this shape, and the goldsmith made the setting in this custom fitted way, but it looks a bit strange because it isn't regular like a regular oval. So it gives it a special touch, you know. This is a 9 karat gold mount or setting in a sardonyx helmet shell. I would say. I don't think it's carnelian. Figures are very snow white, and the shell is dark, very dark. It has a C-clasp, the protruding needle, and it has a safety chain, which is something that you often would see in these old pieces, antique pieces. I will see if I can have a loop added so I can wear it as a pendant, but since it's kind of heavy and it doesn't tilt either, I think I will have it as original without the alteration. I don't know how to date this, to be honest. I would say maybe end of the 19th century. Even though her hair, though, the way the hair is sculpted and the head suggests it's maybe an early one, like from the 1830s or so. I found this scene in art history. It's the carver found inspiration in a sculpture by Antonio Canova, a famous Italian sculptor of the early 19th century. I had mentioned Antonio Canova already in the past, and I can show you which sculpture I mean. This is his depiction of Mars and Venus, and if I show you the cameo, you can see what I mean. It's the same scene, the same helmet to go to war, same expression. She is trying to hold him back because she misses him already. He doesn't have an armor, but I clearly think that is what inspired the carver to do this cameo. I don't know if you agree, but yeah. Okay, then the next one is this one. The next one is cameo I got from England, and this is another mythological figure that you all know. This is Athena or Minerva. She is the goddess of wisdom. She is said to have been born by coming out of her father Zeus's or Jupiter's forehead. So she has no mother, actually. She's like the product of a father only. And she usually is depicted with an owl as well, symbol of wisdom, and she is depicted in different ways in cameos or statues or paintings. This particular one is inspired by or from the statue that is in the Acropolis, I think, in Athens. You can see she has the typical helmet to go to war. She is, again, the goddess of wisdom, war, and patroness of different cities in old Greece. She has the horsehair that adorn her helmet. Um, you can see she has horses, I think it's Pegasi, that are coming out of her helmet. She has an angel that is, or no, it's a sphinx, I think, with a human head and a lion's body. She has a griffin jumping here or leaping up here. You can see it. Then she has a beautiful face, in my opinion, and she has the head of the Medusa here to protect her with the little snakes. She has her armor, and I can show you what I mean. The sculpture that inspired the carver, I think. I can also add that this is sardonyx again. Here you have a slight discoloration of the shell, which can be natural, but I think it's cool as an effect because it's right in front of her forehead, so it's like an aura of her, like symbolizing her intelligence. I don't know, because she's a goddess of wisdom. It's kind of cool as an effect. It's right in front of her mind, of her forehead. And the mount is 9 carats again, gold, and I love this accent given by the chain. She has like a double chain, which is kind of like something you would see in an armor of a soldier. So the war theme is kind of cool with this mount. She has a safety chain as well on top, which allows you to wear it as a pendant if you wanted. So yeah, got this from the UK as well. And I would say this is from the 1880s. I can show you the what I mean with the figure, where it's taken from. Here it is. Here it is. It's the same helmet, the same face, the same armor. You can see the griffin and the sphinx. What is missing is the horses, the Pegasi. But she has the weapon in her hand. And another image is this one. You can see her from the front. Sorry, it's not this from the front. So yeah. Then the next one is something really, really, really cool. The next one is a piece I got from Kiev, from the Ukraine. And this piece is a cameo that is very, very unique. I feel I have never seen one like this. This is a brooch. You can see the C clasp. It's a carnelian shell, and it is rolled gold, meaning that it has these gold sheets that are flattened, and the goldsmith wraps it like around a silver base so that it isn't through and through gold, because back then not everyone was able to afford full gold, so they often did these settings in rolled gold or even pinchbeck. But this is the outer shell or hull, the outer hull or skin of the mount is genuine gold. Um, let's talk about the subject. Sorry, the mount is unique as well because it is an unusual shape. You know, you have these lateral decorations and on the base as well. And I think it was made so it doesn't tip, you know, it stays flat against your chest or your shirt or whatever you pin it to. But the subject is very, very cool. You can see the ocean, you can see mountains in the background. We would think of the Mediterranean Sea, maybe the Gulf of Naples or Sicily. Then we can see the waves, the ocean waves. We can see a chariot made of shell. We can see this beautiful lady with a soft shawl or a veil that is flowing in the wind. She's sitting in her yeah, like a sea carriage or ocean carriage made of shell, and she has one arm placed on the front, you know, to sustain herself, and the other hand is holding reins um, of the animals that are pulling the chariot, which is two dolphins. Dolphins, because back in time, you know, depending on the century, dolphins were depicted like this usually. Well, it could be other fish, but other fishes, but yeah, I'm not sure. I think it's dolphins. And you have a helper, someone who helps carrying the chariot, and you have a little angel or creature with butterfly wings that is accompanying her. I can show you what I found in art history that certainly is what inspired the carver to carve this cameo. And it is this painting here. This painting of Galatea. Galatea was a nymph, a sea nymph. You can see it's the exact same scene with the two fish, the two dolphins here. She is holding the reins. Then she has these ocean inhabitants. How would I say? I think it is like fishmen, maybe. You have the little angel with the butterfly wings, and you have her how she is supporting herself on this shell chariot, and it is very, very similar, as you can see. So that is my take on the inspiration for this cameo. And there is also an engraving by a French engraver of the, sorry, I forgot to say, the painting is by an Italian painter. And the painting is of 1690 or 1810, thereabouts. Sorry, 1710, 1619, 1710 is the span, and it's of the late Baroque, because the Baroque is until 1660, approximately. So this is like a Rococo painting, I would say. And the engraving is of later by a French engraver, and it represents Amphitrite or Amphitrite, it says here the title in French of the engraving is Amphitrite portée sur les eaux, which means Amphitrite or Amphitrite carried on or on top of the waters, of the oceans, of the waves. Les eaux is plural of water. And you can see the engraver took inspiration from this Italian painter's painting of Galatea, and he named it Amphitrite as the mythological figure. Amphitrite was a nymph as well, like Galatea, but she was the queen of the oceans. She was the spouse or wife of Poseidon. Poseidon, yeah, Neptune or Poseidon, the god of the ocean. Yeah, you can see the fish here, or the dolphins. And it's really so similar. I really, really like this one. So yeah, that's the one from Kiev, from the Ukraine. And which one is next? Let me check. Yeah, I have already come to the last one. Last cameo that I just recently got, which is a muse, and this muse is Euterpe. Euterpe with the double flute is her attribute. She is the muse of music and music and flute play, and she is probably of the 1830s. All of the sculptures and artistry, paintings, and so on leads to think that she has a typical features of that period. This is carnelian shell as well. It has to be set. Found it very, very cheap on eBay. I fell in love with her features. Very, very delicate. And she has a little little flame on top of her head. Alice, you can't see it. Indicating that she is a muse. You can see her little ear. She's so lovely. I have a similar cameo that I have presented in the past, which shows a very, very similar style of muse, but it is Clio or Calliope or Calliope. I have to put them side by side one day to show you. Then I have the last cameo. It's not a cameo, sorry. The latest addition to my collection of brooches and cameos. It's something special. It is an enamel brooch, and to my great surprise, the mount is 18 carats gold. It is a brooch of the 1840s or 1830s. Can you imagine? It's in very good condition. It depicts the Château de Chillon, which is on the Lake Geneva in Switzerland. And it is the very, very famous back then enamel work. It's enamel that was hand painted by Swiss painters of the most notably early 19th century, late 18th century, early 19th century, like 1820, 1830, 1840, and late 18th century, like 1780, 1790. But the major period was around 1820, early 19th. And they would often depict Swiss scenery, preferably castles or ruins. Chateau de Chillon was a very fun um, a subject that was very widely used and was very appreciated. The condition is amazing, and it is 18 carats gold. It is engraved also with Chillon. It's not engraved, sorry, it's hand painted in gold letters. This is very, very valuable at auction. This kind of piece goes for sometimes a few thousands, and I got it, I think, for $200 or something. Yeah, it's amazing. It was a surprise to me that it was 18 carats solid gold. So that's it for this time. These are the cameos, the latest additions to cameos. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. Yeah, I can place them all side by side. It's a bit difficult with one hand, so yeah, I think that's it. Now I have presented this as well. So yeah, that's it. Have to have this one set and this one set. But cameos, even if they're not set, they are so beautiful to look at nonetheless. I hope you enjoyed. And yeah, I'm wishing you a beautiful, beautiful weekend. And please feel free to post with comments if you liked something, or if you have to add or correct something. I really, really appreciate. So yeah, thank you for allowing me to share. Hope you enjoyed, my friends. Have a good weekend, a good afternoon. Bye bye. Take care.